Okay, it says I'm live, and we are live. Yes, we are, we are. It's Fact of the Matter Tuesday. You know how it is. And I want to welcome you to another lovely Tuesday. It's brilliant. It's cold. Oh wow. Sir Adebayo Jones, how you doing, sir? Nice to have you. Send a wave. Official Efel is here. Raymond Ajule. Wow, you guys are hot. Thumbs up to you too. So I'll give you two thumbs up. Raymond, bless you all. Yeah, it's Fact of the Matter Tuesday. We are here. We are live by the grace of God, and we're doing well. Yet again, I've got another amazing guest to have a chat with today. Probably seen my post that she's a young, vibrant, an avid lover of God. She is doing her thing. She's outspoken, and she speaks on what's the things that are wrong or right out there. Great to see you, sir. Great to see you too, sir. Blessings always to you, sir. And thank you, Raymond and Julie. Thank you so much, bro. I'm cool. I'm good. I'm great. Yes. So, you can tell from my nose that I'm a bit bunged up. My nasal passage is kind of like I think it really kicked in today. To be honest with you, I've been feeling the symptoms since yesterday, but so good. So if I happen to turn away my face to blow my nose, or actually blow here, this is family, man. I can blow my nose right in front of you. So it's gonna be lovely. It's gonna be amazing. I want to tell you something. I had the opportunity of singing in songs, ministering songs for a church, KICC Rumford. I go to KICC, but one of our branches in Rumford, they had their 9th year anniversary, and it was very interesting. How, each time I do it, it's always interesting. But we had this like online praise party, and it was just amazing doing it via Zoom, and people still got up and got dancing and all that. So, Raymond Ajule, the grace looks good on you. Thank you very much, brother. I'm really honored. Yeah. So, and why did I go into that? That particular song that I sang. Let me see if I can find and play for you guys. My guest is here already, and I'm gonna be bringing her on in a second. But let me see. But I'm excited about releasing that one, maybe for like a Christmas release or something like that. I'm thinking about it. But so you just be on the lookout as we do. But oh yeah, okay. I called it the early morning praise jam. The early morning, because it talks about being early in the morning and all that. Hey, something like that. Hey. I don't know if you can hear it. Listen, hold on. Blessing and honor we bring today to God who reigns forevermore. I said blessing and honor we bring today to God who reigns forevermore. Blessing and honor we bring today to God who reigns forever. Right, that's what I'm gonna play. That's all, because it's not about me today. But I'm really excited to have that ready for you guys, so we can have a great time come Christmas. Aaron, my man, my brother, my friend, nice to have you joining. Maybe you just heard what I played, but I'll say, you're the leader of the pack. You do your thing, man. That's right. Early morning praise jam, because it talks about singing early in the morning. One of the songs says, "My song shall be hallelujah, even as I rise up in the morning." All right. Okay. Right. So it's time for me to bring my guest on. Official Efel, wonderful young lady who's doing great things in the kingdom. She has an excellent spirit, an amazing spirit, and it's my honor and pleasure to bring her on so we can have where are you at? Stancy, forgive me. All right. And we're gonna have a great time just talking about life, talking about recent events, talking about ministry, talking about you name it, history, background, life, and all that. And there she is. Efel, how are you?
I'm
Oh yeah.
great. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing great. How's your
Oh,
day been?
It's been it's been good.
It's been
Back to
good.
back meetings, but we thank God we're here.
Oh wow. You working from home then?
Yes,
Ah, cool, cool. And it's almost like most of the businesses and companies have found that people are suddenly more productive working from home because it's like everything is that
absolutely.
way oriented and there's no
That is so
pressure
true.
within this the usual pressure within the office. Okay, cool. So well, do you now work beyond your typical 9 to 5 hours? You just carry on until you deliver. Is that what it is?
Sorry, say that again?
I said, do you find yourself working beyond the usual 9 to 5 and you
Oh
just
yes.
carry on until you deliver?
I work beyond that, beyond five. Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
But sometimes
oh,
I just have to cut off. Like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah,
I
so
hear
I
you.
do most sometimes. Yeah,
Well, you know what? That's a good thing because I think it's those who are well motivated and actually like their job and know what they're doing
yeah.
that tend to
Okay.
want to carry on because they feel like, there's a not that there's a deadline, but there's a target.
Mm,
There's something
yeah.
at the end. I must finish off on this one, close off on this
Mhm.
one, rather than
Yeah.
you say, well, it's 5 o'clock, I gotta leave.
Yeah.
So,
And the thing is, you
uh,
have meetings, like you don't have time to do actual work sometimes. So when you keep
okay,
having back-to-back meetings, yeah, you just want to
yeah,
spend, yeah, some time to finish off. Yeah,
yeah. So, yeah, good. Well done for knowing when to switch off because that is
of
very
course.
important. You will know when to switch off.
Else I'll
Right.
just
So,
burn.
sorry, say that again.
Then else I'll just burn.
Burnout is no, we don't want burnout. Trust me, we don't want
Exactly.
burnout. Yeah, but here we are. It's been a long time coming,
I
and we
know.
finally got down to it. So, we always get to it. We always get to it. Let me just give a quick shout out because I've got some people joining in.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's still on. The one and only Adebayo Jones, who has his own show, Studio Time with Adebayo Jones, is there. He's a wonderful brother. Raymond Adule is there. My very own younger baby sister, not spiritually, but really family, she's
Oh,
here.
okay.
Aaron is here. So Fumi Rex, that's my sister's name. Just
Oh, hi,
Davis
Fumi.
is joined. The one and only Bishop Aaron is there.
Hi,
Um,
Bishop
I,
Ryan.
yeah, I'm telling you. And a few others who will be joining us later. Let me see. Oh yeah, Kane Temi is here. Okay, more people are gonna come in and join us here. So, shall we get this party on the road?
Let's get started.
Let's get started. I like that. So, for me, it's like you just burst onto the gospel, UK gospel scene just like that. I mean, I'd never heard of you. I'd never heard anything about you. The first thing was a single that, no, actually it was, yeah, a single you released with Mike Aremo. And I thought, stop it. Who is this? Who is this woman that's trying to shake the hornet's
Uh-uh.
nest? What's happening here?
Shake one.
It was wait now, once by once, like one of my friends said, not one at a time, but once by once. So what's the journey been like? In fact, let's roll it all the back way back. What's your background like? What's your family like? Are you an only child? Are you a first child? Are you a last born? Tell us.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got well, we're three in my family. I've got an
Okay.
elder sister. I'm the second child, and I've got a younger brother.
Right.
Yeah, that is the my family framework.
So are
We're
you
just
the
three.
spoiled
Yeah.
are you the spoiled one then?
Spoiled. I'm daddy's girl. Not
I saw
spoiled.
that coming. Uh-huh. Okay.
Not
All
spoiled.
right.
Yeah, I'm daddy's girl. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
that's that's really,
And
yeah.
you get along well with your siblings.
I do, yeah, I do. I
Oh,
love them so much. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I
I
mean,
love
once
them.
in a while, once once in a while we have our, clashes, but yeah, it's
as
all
as
love, right?
as most siblings do,
Yeah.
even at this age, my siblings and I, we still have our differences expressed
Yeah,
openly.
of
I'm
course.
putting it in a nice way, openly, and in no uncertain manners, and then later we
Yeah.
apologize. Right. So, would you tell us, is that a Christian family, or you
Oh yeah.
became a Christian later in life?
Hmm.
What's that like?
So yeah, I grew up in a Christian family, Christian background. I even
Okay.
attended, a Christian school. I grew up in
Ah,
Nigeria. Yeah, I
ah,
was in host I was in the
okay.
hostel, all my, my secondary school. Yeah, attended
Oh,
school choir, church choir, you name it. Wherever there was a choir, I was there.
interesting.
So I sort of, yeah, I was brought up in that background, so I have that foundation. Yeah.
Ah, right. So you went to a hostel.
Yes, yes.
What was that like? Is your story the same as many others where it was a mixture of hardship and later life pleasure? What was it like for you?
Yeah, of course, of course. When you are a junior student, obviously you have your seniors who will just boss you around, go and fetch me
They,
water when you want to sleep, go and buy me something when you have an assignment to complete. I'm like, man, when am I going to be a senior and just punish people anyhow?
oh
You
my
know?
goodness.
So,
Wow.
but it was good. It was a good experience.
Okay.
It really taught me to be independent as well. And
Right.
yeah, obviously the hostel you would have someone like a mentor, someone who you look up to and always have your back, them kind of thing. And when you get in trouble, you just call them and they, rescue you and all that. So I really enjoyed my time in the
Your
hostel.
time there.
Yeah,
You
really,
know
really
what?
enjoyed
I've got some wonderful rebel brothers who join in on this conversation every time. I mean, and I love all my brothers so much. But the most reverent Take Me Tea, she just left to come and say, "Thank God for the blood of Christ." Kind of have the mighty use. I like that.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can you imagine? Oh, I have suffered.
Hey,
This is
listen,
what.
if not for the grace of God, let me put it that way. If not for the grace of God, there's no telling where we all would have been.
Yeah.
And so let me just shout out Prophet Timothy. We welcome you. We know you're in the house. So please cast your blessing as the most excellent folk upon this royal gathering. It's all good. So now, but when did you develop a personal relationship with God? Was there a storyline to it? Was there uh, a sudden transformation? Was there a revelation, or was it just a matter of like, listen, I just came into a realization myself and all that? Can you
Mm.
tell us a little bit
Okay, I
if there's
think
any
for
sort?
me, my relationship with God has been a journey,
Okay.
and it still is. So, like I mentioned, I went to, a Christian school, so I had that,
Yeah.
foundation, that background
Yeah.
of what, how a Christian should, carry themselves and, the values and all that, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So,
Right.
yes, I gave my life to Christ then, while I was in secondary school and all. Um, but at some point in my life, I sort
Yeah.
of slided off, you know.
Okay. Okay.
And I think about 7, 8 years ago was when I rededicated my life to Christ. And I didn't
Uh-huh.
want to just I wanted a life with purpose. I wanted to live for something,
Right.
and not just live life for the sake,
Mm.
yeah, just wake up, go to work, come back, and nothing to it.
Right.
So I thought, in Christ, I can find purpose. I'll be able
Right.
to, live life and also impact others as well,
Right.
and just live life to the fullest. So yes, I slided off, did my own thing, and came back.
Right.
Even while I was in that, doing, in the world and all, there was a part of me that felt like, this is not going to be the end of my life. Like God was somehow, I
Uh-huh.
would see a scripture, somehow, a
Uh-huh.
friend would, will
Uh-huh.
just, speak on something that would just, arrest my heart. And, so I sort of just gave up that kind of lifestyle and was like,
Yeah.
you know what, okay, this is the time I have to make that decision to, so I sort of rededicated my life. So my
Okay.
relationship with God has, well, at the time, myself and God were in a distance relationship. So right now,
Long distance relationship with Nigeria.
so right now, it's all good. We're very close, and
You're
my
married.
relationship with
You're
God is good.
close.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what? You know what? As you were describing that, or talking about that, a few things thoughts came to my mind. First of all, and this I said to my guest 2 weeks ago, that God
mm,
has an incredible sense of humor, right?
of course.
When you
Yeah,
drifted off and you thought you were doing your own thing, I
yeah,
bet you God was like, God, I bet you God called an angel. Michael, come on, look at this. Look at that. She thinks she's God. Don't worry. She mean, now maybe this. She will come here.
Right.
I'm sure God has a sense of it. Where you just laugh
Absolutely.
this one. But then again, there's a scripture that's scripture passage that you, I think, with your story just described. It says, "Train up a child in the way that child should go. When they
Mm,
grow up, now, when they grow up, then it's possible that they stray away from it.
yeah,
But what you've instilled in them, that they know to be the truth, it
absolutely.
will haunt them. Even
No,
you just said it,
absolutely.
once you are out there in the world, scripture verses were dropping in your
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
wow. God has
All
a
glory
sense of
to
humor.
God. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So now you were sang in different choirs and different groups or whatever groups were available to you to sing at. So when did it become a ministry for you? When did it transition from just I
Hmm.
like singing, I enjoy singing, to what, I now offer myself as a vessel. I use
Hmm.
this gift to minister to others. How did
Uh,
that come?
yeah, for me, I think it was when I've always, obviously, like I mentioned, sang in the choir and all that. So
Right.
how it sort of progressed into a ministry is that God started giving me songs, and He gave
Yeah.
me a message of
Right.
hope.
Right.
And
Right.
few people have actually confirmed that. In fact, two different people, like, they called me separate times to say, "Oh, do you know that you have a ministry to sort of bring hope to believers and
Okay.
people who haven't even heard of God?" So that is so when I started sensing that
Yeah.
God has given me a message, and the songs that He drops in my spirit, they are songs of
Ah,
hope.
right.
And what I then did was just package that and took a step of faith and
Right.
stepped out as a gospel music minister.
Right.
And that was 2017, when I released my
Okay.
first song. Yeah, so that was when it sort of became a ministry for me,
Okay.
and I've sort of kept on with that as well. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the title of this first song?
Too much.
Too much.
Too
Okay. I
much.
don't
Yeah.
think I've heard that one.
It's an
I may have
Afrobeat. It's an Afrobeat song, though. The reason I wrote
okay.
that song was just a testimony of where I was coming from, and just to giving God thanks for, because well, I don't know if here is a good place to tell the story, because it's going to take the whole time. Yeah. So I, I had
Whatever
an
little
issue.
nugget you can give us. Whatever you
So
can
I
tell us.
basically had an issue with my uni when I was at uni. So basically my
Okay.
finance, I couldn't, pay up for some reason. I got my leave to remain, I think a week
Okay.
or few days late to be eligible for student finance. So it was just
Right.
here and
Right.
there. I
Wow.
appealed and didn't get anything. So I sort of paid halfway,
Right.
half of the fee. And
Right.
at the time, before I even knew this was going to be an issue, I had applied for student scholarship, chancellor
Okay.
scholarship at the time.
Okay.
So I was rejected.
Oh.
And I think so I received a letter that if I don't pay by the following week or so, something like to that effect, I would have to drop out and come back next year
The
when I'll
following
be,
year. Wow.
eligible for
Okay.
student finance. So that week on Tuesday, I received a call from the uni. Obviously, I've been praying, my mom and I
Yeah.
just praying
Yeah.
and all.
Mm.
Received a call and from the students um, well, from the students' union or so, something like that. And they said,
Okay.
oh, that they are giving me the chancellor scholarship. I'm like, how, when, what happened? So they said the person who they gave the scholarship to actually didn't turn up, has not turned up for classes, and so they have decided to give it to someone else, and they chose
Hey,
me.
yeah,
So I was
yeah.
just like, wow, how,
Wow.
like, so the turnaround
God
was
of
so
miracle, now my papa, oh, God of
the
miracle.
turnaround, yeah, it was just mind blowing. And for
Wow.
me, all I could just do at the time was just like, you know what, this is my testimony. This would definitely speak hope to people who are, in similar situation, even not similar, maybe, just trusting God for something, for God to
Wow.
answer. So that was
Hey.
the reason behind that song, that God is too much,
Yes.
he's just too much. So yeah.
Wow. 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 That's an amazing testimony.
Absolutely.
Wow. And you know
Absolutely.
what? Interestingly enough, my family and I, we're currently in the book of Esther for our
Wow.
evening devotion. And because, my son, he just said, Dad, what about we just read about the women in the Bible? I said, oh, sure. So we did
Mm.
Ruth
Okay.
and we're on to Esther. And then the first chapter that speaks of how Vashti messed up big time in order for Esther to come in. Is yes, the one is the only book in the Bible where the name God is not mentioned at all. But you could see God
Okay.
at work everywhere. God being the master craftsman, the master planner. And
Mm.
in the testimony is just given is likened unto the same where, all right, you know what, we're going to allocate this to somebody, and God probably like, okay, don't worry, you are a vessel for now. You're only going to occupy until my true servant comes. So God at work. That song is it on Spotify on
Oh, it's
other
everywhere.
platforms?
Yeah. Spotify, YouTube, my YouTube channel, Efel Music, it's there.
Wow,
iTunes, everywhere. Yeah. Just type in
wow.
Efel too much. Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. I shall after this broadcast, I shall go on, and I
Sure.
ask all the other people watching to go and do the same. Now, most excellent Pope Temiti, you've posted a YouTube link here. I hope this is not the YouTube, the one where I was drinking Gary with the peanuts, but we shall check it later. Otherwise, you can
That's one of my
clarify.
favorite go-to.
Really?
Gary and peanut. Yeah.
Really? Oh,
Bring it all
wow.
the
Okay.
time.
Okay. It's been a while that, I mean, I still have peanuts. I think, you know what? This is what I do. And I think I will introduce my recipe to the world. I have
Okay.
cornflakes with
Okay.
peanuts. Yes.
Okay.
And I use almond milk, cold
Okay.
almond
Never
milk,
tried. Never tried
cornflakes
that.
with peanuts. Listen, Efel, if you've got
Wow.
peanuts at home, cornflakes at home, and milk at home, tonight, as I speak to you as an oracle of God, your life will never be the same. Try it. Yeah. But anyway,
Interesting.
it's all good. It's all good. Right. So, musically and all that, who were your musical influence? Who did you listen to? Even the
Mhm.
Afrobeats, who do you listen to even now?
So growing up, I grew up listening to CC Winans,
Ah,
Yolanda Adams,
ah. Guilty
Franklin,
as
Fred
charged,
Hammond.
yes.
I
Listen, you need
still
to say
listen
that
to
name
them.
again. That name again. Say carefully. Is Uncle Fred Hammond. Because that
Okay, Uncle Fred Hammond. Yes, yes. Yeah, so I still listen to them.
sure.
At the moment,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Nathaniel Bassey
Oh
and
yeah.
Dunsi, Oyekon,
Oh, get out of here.
Tasha Cobbs as well. So
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
I listen to lots of songs, but these are my sort of go-to,
Yeah. In fact, you know
guys.
what? You find it seasonal that there are times in your life that a
Mm.
certain people or certain artists or worship leaders, whatever, seem to capture the stage of your life effectively in
Yeah.
their songs and their whatever. And because the songs that I listened to back in the when I was in my 20s, whatever, yeah, I was still listening to them, but they were, I was saying now that they were more for my training, more for my,
Mm.
such that if I listen to them now, they wouldn't have the same effect. I will still sing them. I'm talking about
Mhm.
still, I mean, commissioned Uncle Fred, you name it, Take Six, all the Top Guns, and I even Boys to Men and the rest of it because I just enjoy the harmonies and the rest of it.
Mm.
Uh, but when I listen to them now for different reasons, and there are other artists or worship leaders that what they bring to the table is almost like, okay, at this point now, you mentioned Josie Oyeka. You can tell that guy. And hopefully we'll be able to have him on this show if God permits and
Amen.
if allows. You can tell that guy does no right to tickle anybody's fancy. He brings to the table what revelation he heard in his private time with God.
Yep,
And
absolutely.
yeah, and yeah, you come to that stage. For example, the people you mentioned, Lucy, Nathaniel Bassey, and all this wonderful. You can tell that now. This one's they don't do it to please you. If you like,
Yeah.
you say, no, I'm
I
not.
like the hearts that they put, the passion they put into their songs, the
Correct.
quality. They're very, very intentional about what they put out.
That's it.
And that is one thing that, I just love about them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they always have, each song always have a unique message.
In it. Embedded in
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
so
You can't miss it. You can't
Lord.
miss it. Okay, so far, has it been plain sailing for you? What do I mean by that? What challenges have you faced as a worship leader, as a worship artist, as a gospel artist? What would you say are your
Mhm.
challenges at the moment? So
Um, that's a good question.
mm,
So I would say as a gospel music minister,
okay.
some of the challenges, I have faced personally, one is that I have so many hats to wear. You know, I am my
Okay.
PR, I am my, songwriter, I am the one doing like everything, like pushing, promoting, and you know.
It's the rite
Yeah,
of passage.
that's
Don't
very
worry. It's the
challenging.
rite of passage. Yeah. We all
That
have
is
to
very
do that.
challenging. Yeah, so yeah, that's one. And
Okay.
I think another challenge
Mhm.
is having a reliable band, a band that you can work with, just be creative together, work on projects and all that. So I think that is something that is a challenge
Yeah.
for an independent,
Right.
artist,
Right.
gospel music minister, whatever.
Right.
Um, what else? Having people who can actually, guide you, because it's not everyone who have mentors, music mentors who have gone ahead of them. Yes, you could look up to someone online or someone who you admire their work, but
That's it.
having that close relationship with someone who can actually talk to you, you could,
Yeah.
where when you have challenges in
Yeah.
promotion, or you don't even know what to do when to
Right.
even release a song, for example,
Right.
having
Right.
someone to actually call and talk to.
Right.
And I'm very, very grateful for me personally that I have such people in my life. But I know
Of course.
people who are upcoming, people who are
Right.
still trying to release a song out there. That is one challenge that
Right.
is
Right.
common among
Yeah.
among among us. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what else? Yeah, I think that's
You
what I
know,
can think
I
of right now.
basically you're on the should I call it the right track? What do I mean by that? You've cited challenges that are common to practically everyone, right, in the UK, at least that
Mm,
I know. And then the one about having your own band. I don't know how many pastors or church leaders will watch this afterwards. The thing is this, you see, having your own team who understand what you're doing, who understand where you're going. It's a ministry team, not just a band. They know that,
yeah.
okay, once Efel gets on this song and he's ending it this way, something is about to happen. So don't change
Mm,
yet. She's going
yep.
somewhere. And then when she steps back and maybe she pauses for a second, just wait, just hold that chord for her.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very necessary. And the BBs who will not try to outsing you, just to let them know I can
Yeah.
do runs and reefs too. Yes, but it's so out there. It's so you,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't measure that. It's when you
Yeah.
see many of our established counterparts who come and bring their team and insist on bringing their team along with them. It's
Yeah.
not because I want to get paid or it's because I'm bringing a ministry. I'm not bringing
Yeah.
artistry. Yeah, there will be artistry in my
Absolutely.
performance, but I'm bringing and it takes my guys, the guys who
Mhm.
know what's going on and all that. Ah, okay,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
interview is
That's
about
that's
you,
so,
not me.
yeah, that's so true because I I feel like in Nigeria you can easily get a band because you just see people who are not really after the money.
Okay.
They just want to serve and be part of a team, grow together. And but well, from my understanding, I could be wrong. Um, obviously, when you get established as a music minister, you pay the people who who work with you.
Yeah.
But I don't see that in the UK, like you mentioned.
Right.
People would always want, oh, if I'm coming for rehearsal or I'm coming to assist
Yeah.
you, I
Yeah.
need to be paid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me, I'm
Yeah.
believing God that someday I will find people who who are willing to just serve and to be part of a team, part of a project. And it's
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
being part of a team, you're working towards something. And
Yeah.
yeah, so if anyone's
Mm,
out there and wanting to
interesting.
join a team, please DM me.
Okay, yeah, why not? Absolutely. But if I can say something about that, in fact, let me read a comment. Okay, it's Dr. T already. Now, I have wonderful people who have joined, and one extra special person is on right now, and that will be my wife. She's watching right now.
Oh,
That's Modupe 2116. And
good to
then
have you on.
yeah, and the person who's joined after his name is Humble. Is a very humble guy. That is my
Oh,
producer who's produced, my
okay,
track. It's always here, Mr. Humble is. Now,
awesome.
the most Reverend Timmy T says, what did he say? He said, I'm sure many gospel minister artists can think of moments where they've had to minister with a team of singers or musicians and it just hasn't quite worked. You can say that
Mm,
again and
yeah.
again. And I won't say too much about that, but you see what you said about having a team of people who are willing to be there, not necessarily for the money and all that it might be more, is more, how can I put it, is it practical or prevalent in Nigeria, maybe Africa than here? I think it's a lot of yes and maybe no, in the sense that over there, there's a sense of belonging because there's a sense
Mm,
of this is our own, the community. This is it not
mm,
Brother Malik that we sing together in church on Sunday, whatever? Let's do this. And of course, there is also the willingness to start afresh, especially when they discern that this person in front of them has somewhere that he or she is
mm,
going and would like to be
mm.
part of to build. There is that. But then there are also in that sphere of the world, that part of the world where they'll tell you, brother, you are the one God called, not me. Pay me. I do it for service. You, I pay. This is my own. I do. So, we have TJ Dairo as joined the executive chief apostle.
Yeah.
But then
Hi,
others,
TJ.
where, yes, our guys they have to travel across. Maybe they have to use their Oyster cards. Then they are hoping to have something, and then as a result, like, listen, bro. uh, Listen, I do this for a living. You have to, drop something. You have to pay. In fact, it's not drop something anymore, bro. I charge. Yeah. But like you
Mm,
said, may God cause grace and provision to meet together. The grace you carry and dream helpers and those who say, okay, I know you don't have the money at the moment. I can offer this much help and I will help you get this far and all that. And hopefully
mm,
get to the point where, we're able to tell ministries and say, listen, our ministry team, it costs something to come across and hopefully you can um, meet that need. Right now,
yeah.
in your bio, you said something about worship being a lifestyle for you.
Mhm.
Please explain what that means. What is that?
Okay, so I think it's very simple.
Okay.
So for me personally, first of all, we were made to worship, right? Worship
Correct.
is our main priority. Yeah. And for me, I put God as my priority, and that involves, me waking up in the morning, putting Him first,
Yeah.
connecting with Him. Not
Mm,
everyone is a morning person, but yeah, I mean, the thing is having that relationship with God,
yeah.
and worship is a lifestyle or is a way of life. I when I approach things in life, I look at it through the lens of God, like which
Right.
is the word of God,
Right.
and Worship as a lifestyle, you know, it's extending the love of God to people around me, extending his kindness to people around me. How do people, how much of God can people see in me? How, you know, my character, how I carry
Yeah.
myself, you know.
Mm.
So that is what the essence of that line, you know,
Mhm.
that statement is, you know, just living a sacrificial life. How sacrificial am I,
Mhm.
you know, in worship? It's not just about, yeah, singing a song, lifting your hands, praising
I
God,
was
but
just about to
um,
ask that. So, are you telling us it's not just the singing? Aren't we worshiping when we're singing and lifting up holy hands?
we are,
Okay.
yes, but
Hmm.
we also want to see that in your life. It shouldn't just be about lifting hands, worshiping on
Right.
Sundays.
Right.
So it's a lifestyle for me. Whatever I
Okay.
do,
Right.
like I said, just yeah, just approaching life through the lens of God.
Okay.
Yeah,
Observing the presence of God as if it were,
yeah,
you were, well, not as if, knowing that He is there wherever you are.
yeah.
I hear you on that. I hear you, and I know there's more you can say about that, but because of time, so because I know you're a preacher,
That's fine.
so guys, it's all good. Let's shift the chapter a little bit, or turn to a different
Mhm.
page with what's currently going on. I know it's taking a turn. I think it's come down a little bit right now in Nigeria, especially with the NSARS movement. And I particularly brought that to you because you've posted videos of yourself being part of the march and the demonstration here in the what do you know about this thing? You know, what understanding do you have, and how do you see it playing out now? Is there a point to it, or is it just another public
Hmm.
exercise?
I think obviously there's a point, and first of all, my heart goes out to the families of those who've lost their loved ones. You know,
Mm.
for me, I am so well. I'm really not happy about the way the government has, you know, the turn the government has taken,
Right.
in approaching, you know, the matter on ground.
Right.
It's just sad,
Mm.
that we have leaders that are not, that have no empathy. You know, they just tell us that they don't care, you know, to our face, you
Mm.
know. So the way they have approached it is not great. So what I have done, you
Yeah.
know, just coming out to for the prayer walk, which has been really fantastic and great, to lend my voice to support. I'm not in
Yeah.
Nigeria at the moment. The least I can
Right.
do is just
Yeah.
come out, lend my
Yeah.
voice,
Yeah.
and just show that, yes, and SARS, yes,
Yes.
and
Yes.
just, you
And
know,
SARS, man.
support as much as I can, really.
Yeah. Mm.
It's really not fair. For me, when I think about that night on the 20th, of October, I was
Yeah.
just crying all through when I saw DJ Sweet. I was on, her live. I
Yeah.
was just crying, like, how if President Buhari's child was in that protest ground that evening, would he have made that call, or whoever gave the order,
Mm.
would they have done it if their
Mm.
child was there? So why don't you put yourself in the
Mm.
parents' shoes of those, you know, that their children are there? You know, it's
Mm.
just, what is wrong with people? You know,
Mm.
what is wrong with us? Like, we are all humans. We should, where is the love? Where is the care for a human life? You know,
Yeah.
so
Mm.
is yeah, it's just sad. But I think, you know, there is definitely a shift. This is because I've never seen or heard of youths coming out like this, you know, united, to
Unprecedented. Yeah.
protest
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
injustice. So
Yeah.
kudos to the people who are, you know, in the forefront organizing
Yeah.
this. And
Yeah.
I believe there is a new Nigeria coming up. I believe there is a
Mhm.
spiritual shift which is causing
Mhm.
us to see this in the
Yeah.
physical.
That's right.
And God is up to something.
Yeah.
um so I just believe, I really believe that, come, obviously 2023 is still far away. I wish it was next year, the election. I wish it was next year. But
Oh my.
I think God has given time to strategize, give us enough, you know, made it so we can strategize and even win this, people we tag as hoodlums, you know, win them over. You know, give us time to actually go to where they are, come down to their level, because these people need to be, their mindset needs to change. You know, they need to be educated. They need to know that these people that pay them, you know, peanuts to go and kill themselves do not care about them. You know, so they need to know this, because once they see once that I saw one video of a guy, one of the guys who, you know, was hired to cause all the destruction and all that, saying they paid him 1,500. I'm like, what? 1,500 naira. What is that going to, can that even buy you?
Oh, man.
Where is that going to take you?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so yeah, I'm sad but hopeful, and
yeah.
really hoping that this move is going to, you know, help the people. The youth need to just get to you know, the leaders of this group, so-called, I don't know, admiral, whatever they call
Yeah,
them, you know,
whatever
get
they
to their
call it. Yeah,
leaders and speak to them, orientate them,
yeah,
get them, educate them, give them something
yeah.
to let them see that there is hope. You know, let them know that, okay, there is more to life than just being a nuisance to the society, you
Yeah.
know, if you like. So
Wow.
yeah. So
You sighed about 4 times, and I actually noticed the sigh. There was more in your sigh than even what you said, because um I'm gonna sound like a resounding gong now. I came back last month from my mom's burial, Nigeria, and at the airport on my return journey, a friend who came, who escorted me to the airport. Oh, by the way, TJ Darrow, you're right. It's end corruption,
absolutely,
new
yeah,
Nigeria, economic reform, elect young
yeah,
leaders. In
young
fact, TJ,
leaders,
you just
absolutely,
struck the hammer, not just the hammer and the nail on the head
yeah.
on that. Now, and my this person, this friend who saw me off to the airport, um, he went. A conversation started, and to something to the effect of, "May God help Nigeria to change." And I had to tell him, and this is my confession, everybody that was watching, until a couple of weeks ago, I never say amen to that kind of prayer. I don't. I never did. I
Mhm.
never did. Why? What happens in Nigeria is such that to the average person on the street, to the youngest child in the school, to the child
Mm.
that has awareness and has been brought up and has an awareness of what's going on and themselves, their their minds have been programmed or reprogrammed in such a way that it will not allow the progress we're after, because the way of thinking is different. It's not just a matter of something is going to happen in there. So for God to answer that prayer, God will either have to brainwash practically everybody in Nigeria, which we know is not going to happen. God will not
Yeah.
brainwash anybody, or and I'm saying this for real. God have finds a way of getting rid of all the ones who are there right now. I'm not talking about the Nigerian
Mm.
population, the leaders, because it's so entrenched in them. Right now, we're talking about elections, whatnot. Guess what? The average leader waiting in the wings to take over has got his mind on something, which is, I'm going to eat my own. I'm going to
Oh
take a,
yeah,
with me, I
yeah,
will chop my own. I'm going to take a,
yeah.
I mean, you've seen a lot of the warehouses, the ginormous warehouses that have been raided, where
Jesus.
palliatives were stored, right?
Ah,
What were they waiting for? Somebody stored them up, waiting for the opportunity maybe to resell them or distribute to their
of
own
course
people.
resell. Yeah, of course resell. What
So,
else?
so the thinking, you just said it, is the mental changing, is the
Yeah,
thinking that has to change. Now, how God is going to do that is up to Him, but
yeah,
you need new leaders, you need younger ones who know what's up, young ones who
yeah.
are the foot soldiers. They've seen what's going down, and like, no, this,
Mm.
we know what to do, because listen, it's not rhetoric. It's not saying it because I'm a Nigerian or because Nigerians
Mhm.
like to say about the nation. For real, Nigeria ought to be the most enjoyable and pleasurable country in the entire universe. I
Of
I say that
course.
with a lot of boldness and confidence. Absolutely.
Mm.
What resources do we want that we don't have? Gold has been discovered. I've
Sure.
been talking about my dad in, I think, Ogun State or whatever. Mineral resources.
Wow.
There
Mm.
are parts in the I've forgotten which part again, but there are fields that you drive past for miles. You keep driving, and to your left and right are fruits that have grown
Mm.
that have not been harvested, that they are rotting away, mangoes,
Mm.
cocoa, you name it, that nobody harvests. Those things just drop and rot and whatnot,
Rotten.
nothing. And then we import stuff from other nations of the
That's
world.
sad.
So,
That's
yes,
crazy.
it touched my heart. I saw the videos of the killings, and for the first time, I had nerves. Because for me in Nigeria, I was like, no, I'm not sure because for those of us who go over there, those in diaspora, every time we go there, it's almost like a culture shock. They even think we are idiots, we are stupid. That just go back where you're coming, and they end us up with our tails behind, between our legs, and don't. But yes, I join my prayers with and my voice with all those who have
Mm.
been in the voice of the youth that Lord, please, however you
Yeah.
can do it, because if this can take off as it has done already, where youth
Hmm.
in their multitude manage to come out in different states and say, enough
Yeah.
is enough. This might be the beginning of it, and I pray it goes all the way. But just kudos to you too for going out there and say, what, I'm not
Mm.
staying in the comfort of my home, in the comfort
Yeah.
of the United Kingdom. I'm lending my voice to want to see a
Mhm.
better Nigeria,
Thank
and
you.
that's a great that's a great thing. Right. Okay.
Thanks.
So as a young Christian single lady, I believe you're single. Oh,
Very single.
oh, single lady. Okay. Right. So what would
Oh,
you call challenges in maintaining a life work ministry balance? How do because yeah, you got your, I won't call it 9 to 5 because you're working from home, so it's like start to finish. And then you still got the ministry. You as a worship leader, you need to prepare. There's a personal life relationship with God. There's a social life, because you're not going to say, well, I'm married to Jesus for life. Yeah,
Omo.
yeah. So you're very quick to agree to that one. I'm not married to
Ah.
Jesus for life.
Ah, yes, let's go there. Ah,
Let's go
where
there.
are we going, CJ?
All right, but TJ, let's take it easy, once by once, one at a time. How do you manage, how do you balance, social life, spiritual life, Christian life? I mean, do you work with unbelievers? How do you maintain your Christianity, your place as a believer, even in the midst of people that are not, or even those that may be directly against anything to do with God?
Yeah. When you say, um, because my spiritual life sort of controls, my social life, if you like.
Okay.
So it's, she said,
He said,
Omo,
oh,
ah,
more.
Omo. Omo. Okay.
Oh, more in it. Like, hey, when do we start on this one? No. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so my spiritual life sort of controls helps me with my social life.
Right.
I'm very intentional about, the decision I make, when it
Okay.
comes to relating, socializing with
Okay.
my colleagues who, in quotes, are not Christians.
Right. Right.
They
Right.
know because of the way I live my life and I talk about, Christ, church, and so they know.
Right.
So
Right.
they know that I'm a
Okay.
Christian. So yeah,
Right.
when
And
it
what
comes
effect does that
to
have on them? What effect does
um
that have on them? Do they now kind of tiptoe around you, or
they
how do
don't,
they
they're still
relate?
themselves because of my
Okay.
personality. Like the fact that I'm a Christian shouldn't mean I'm not. I shouldn't be judgmental anyways. So I'm not
Right.
that.
Okay.
So they are free to be themselves. But I am very intentional when it comes to when they start to drift off, you know. Sometimes maybe obviously work, there's always gossip around and all that, and they bring
Right.
some topics to me, and I'm always quick to just okay, end it. And okay, if there is, because of my position, I work with
Right.
so many people, so I'm able to speak to where there is an issue. I'm able to call, you know, the other party and say, okay, let's get to the root of, excuse me, let's get to the root of this, rather than gossip
Right.
and, you know, take a side.
Right.
So
Right.
that is my approach. And when they see that, obviously they are
You
very
have you have
careful.
a fan here. Should be TK's
I feel the
daughter,
most.
replica,
Hey.
Efel of the Most High God. Okay, please carry on, though. Efel of the
So
Efel of the
I
Most
think
High God.
when they see that that I'm not, you know, buying into, you know, the gossip and that kind of lifestyle or way of thinking, they're very careful of what, you know, they bring to me. However, I, you know, like I said, um, my position allows me to, you know, um, um, encourage you know, a very a good working environment where people can actually be themselves and speak up and when they have any issues, you know. So yeah,
Right.
social life,
Right.
you know, going out for drinks, because obviously, you know, people here, they want to go to pubs, and yes, I would go with them, but you know, take soft drinks because thing
Yeah.
is, when you're trying to win these people to Christ, you have to also go down to their level, and that is how
Right.
you can drag them over to the other
Right.
side. So
Right. Yes.
um yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you said it, and there's a principle at work that I've seen that once put in place works every time. Once you've decided how you want to relate with people without being judgmental, without providing or setting a judgmental atmosphere around them,
Mm,
but that they know what you stand for,
yeah.
they know that you care, you genuinely care about
Mm,
them, right? And they
yeah.
know and they see that you're a very sociable person
Mm.
and they know the parameters within which you work. Number one,
Mhm.
they by default automatically begin to adjust their position like, okay, you know what, this is not the kind of
Absolutely.
joke you tell around
Yeah.
Wole, and that kind of stuff. And then these
Yeah.
are not the kind of things you say, and even when maybe they use explicits around you accident, they go, oops, sorry, Mike, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But then you see, you now become the point of entry for them. No, the reference point for them
Mm.
on in the day of trouble.
Yeah.
They will
Absolutely.
no, I'm speaking from experience, okay? All right. So um my 9 to 5, as it were, is working within the NHS organization. And there were some what do I call them? Let me call them um colleagues, All right. I'm sure I didn't know, but I can't give too much away. That they know me for where I stand and the rest of it. And at a later point in time, one of them just called and said, I mean, much, much, much later. Somebody who was all like, no, I don't believe in that nonsense, of that.
Mm.
Not for real. And came like, Wale, I've been going through a hard time and blah, blah, blah. And my auntie passed away. My auntie was a Christian just like you, he said. She passed away. No, 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 did not pass away. Beg your pardon. The auntie was Christian. And,
Mm.
said, but there are times when I'm sleeping and then I get, I see my auntie come next to me and hold my hand and just stand by me. I said, what does that mean? And I said, listen, dude, that is God using an image of someone you identify, and you know what they stand for. He's coming in that image, in that person's, physique, and to stand beside you to let you know that he's thinking of you. I said, listen, you
Mm.
don't have to, you've come to me to ask, and that's what I believe. Why didn't God use your manager? Why didn't God use the bus driver
Yeah.
or the guy you buy your
Mm.
Oyster card from? But use this person in particular that you know. And it's like, really? I said, that's my understanding of it. And God is
Mm.
thinking of you, as indeed thinking of everybody, but He's now really pulling on your heartstrings. That same day, He asked me to pray with Him.
Oh.
No kidding. That same day.
Mm.
Pastor Flores, thank you so much for joining in. Oh gosh. Tony Eucharin, thank you. I hope I call your name well. Mosham joining, all the people who joining, thank you so much. I think our conversation is so interesting and all that. But just to come back to it, it's that once you set the standard and you that this is what I stand for,
Mm.
they find
Thank
themselves
you.
leveling with it. If
Yeah,
if you are the one that's silent about it, then they take you for a ride.
of
So
course.
I hear you on that. I absolutely right. So ministry wise, since the lockdown where things changed and the concerts and opportunities where we would normally minister when we get invited, they've not been there. How have you carried on as a minister with ministry?
Mm.
What have you been up to?
Well, I think, well, beginning of the lockdown and into the mid part of the lockdown, I sort of, I would normally come online, Facebook especially, to do worship, to do like a
Okay.
live worship. And
Yes.
sometimes I record the worship and then post it and all that.
Right.
Um, I also started a YouTube channel, which is The Worshipper.
Yeah.
And I
Yes.
yeah, so the worshiper is mainly basically where we is a platform where we talk about worship, the
Right.
hearts and practicalities of a worshiper, a worship leader. We're all worshipers, so yeah, hearts and practicalities. And I also have guests come on that as well on
Oh,
my
yes.
IG live.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
To talk on some topics and just worship together.
So,
Yeah, so I've been doing that.
as we're doing this interview, you're sort of assessing my presentation. This is
Uh-uh.
gonna be into it.
You're
Okay,
doing
don't
well.
worry. I'll
You're
send you
doing
the review form to tick.
well. You're good. You're good.
Oh, thank you. Praise the God. I'm good. Hallelujah. Oh. I get pass mark. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been doing that. Also writing as well, writing songs as well, getting
Right.
it
Of course.
reviewed
Mm,
by, a very great songwriter. So yeah,
yeah.
just been working on the background. Yeah, I think that
Oh,
that is
good
what I've been
stuff.
up to ministry wise. Yeah.
Oh, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. The lockdown um, has really served as an opportunity for so many new things to emerge. And
Mm,
one of them right here is this conversation, this fact of the matter, because
yeah.
it sprang out of since the lockdown. And like I keep saying that I'd always had the vision of having my own TV show, and I still have it. So if any TV producer is there looking for a show presenter, Efel and I, we will battle it out, interview both of us, but you
Right.
heard it on this show. So I'll make her my assistant. So let's be
No
but,
problem.
but this has come out of it. Many people have found themselves doing things differently,
Yeah.
and it depends on how you see it, rather than say, "Oh well, the world has come to a halt," grinding to a
Mm,
halt. But no, it lends us the opportunity to do new things and to explore new
absolutely.
areas. Yeah. Okay, so we've got
Yeah.
about 2 minutes left, and I want you to tell us. So, what else can we expect of you, maybe for the rest of the year? Oh, listen, we have Power Extra Radio. I don't know if that's actually a radio station or something, but thank you for tuning in. Efel and I are good presenters. If you need spare presenters on your radio station, you can start
You
with
are selling the market.
and then you can fire her. I will carry on.
Can you imagine? I haven't even started. Wow.
No, no, I said no, no, no. You keep with the you. No, you will be so good. You'll have to give us our individual radio shows because, like, we pack a punch. We have a lot to offer. So,
Yeah.
what can we expect before the end of the year? What do you have going on?
So, well, something is brewing at the moment. I'm hoping to
Mhm.
release a song before the end of the year.
Okay,
Hopefully, yeah. I'm
all
still,
right.
yeah, sort of working towards that.
We have a
Next,
self-appointed manager here.
um, that's fine, CJ. You can be our manager, no
No,
problem.
actually, yeah. If Jay is my manager, I have no wala. Listen, you can be the manager. I sign it off. Come on, be the manager. It's all good. Oh, that's good. All right. So where can we find
Yeah.
take very quickly and more information about you, please. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to know more about
So
you.
you can find my song on all the music platforms, iTunes. Just type in Efel, EFEL, and
Right,
also you can follow me on my YouTube channel, Efel Music, on my
right.
website, www.efelmusic.org, social media at official Efel. What
Hey,
else? What else? That's it.
hey. That's it. Can we find you on the NTA channel 5 because you're everywhere now?
Very not yet, but very soon.
Very soon. Oh my goodness, that'd be lovely. Listen, Efel, it's been amazing. It's been lovely.
Thanks for having
It's
me.
done exactly what it says on the tin. It's been fun. It's been informative. You brought something to the table. I'm sure those who have watched it, those who will be watching later, they will. In fact, I've been blessed by being informed and all that. So thank you for agreeing to come and being a blessing because you didn't come just to, like they say in Nigeria, you didn't come to form. I
Ah,
don't know what that
okay.
is.
Okay.
But thank you so much.
Thanks for having
And
me.
TJ is appealing to everybody. Say, please follow my artist to yes, so
So,
for real. You know what? For those who are watching and those who watch the replay, this is how it works. We need you to help us. We need you to subscribe to our YouTube channels. We need you to actually follow us on Spotify. Don't just play our music, but save it and follow. We need you to follow. We need to help us repost all those big time artists that you follow and you listen to. That was how it became for them. Somebody started, and we are your own. This is our very own. So we need you. So Efel is here. I'm here. TJ is here. Temiti is here. I mean, as many as others as you can. Share our songs, our stuff. If they bless you, go on and share and ask the others to do the same in turn. But yes, please, we and keep praying for us. Keep praying for us. So, but
yeah,
to say massive thank you to FL one more time. Thank you so
thank
much
you
for
so
being a
much.
blessing this
Thanks for
evening.
having me.
I shall release you to go and have your akara. No, your gari and ekpa right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye bye.